Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We just discussed this just then, 97 episodes down of the away days. We're getting close to episode 100 and fingers crossed we've got something exciting planned. It always seems to have something, but then someone pull out of something.
Yeah, we got to get all...
Fingers crossed, we should have all of us on the couch for episode 100. We've been away for a while, like the other Monday pod as well. Sorry about that, but we've come with some heat this week. There's been a lot of good games of football.
A lot to talk about.
A lot to discuss. Some good lists. I think we might save when I come back, but then we will start our annual manager
top
to
10.
striker, the top 10s. They're going to be exciting.
That'll be fun. I'm already thinking in my head about where to rank players.
Pre-plan,
It's going to be hard.
Where did everyone land? So we're getting close to that time of the year as well. We're into the Christmas period, mate. And I think
busy season.
Before we get into the nitty and gritty of the weeks to come, I guess, is there anything you want to talk about you've seen so far before we get into the big chunk, which is Christmas?
The ladders in all the leagues are starting to take shape. We were discussing earlier before we went on. Serie A is just ridiculous at the minute. Try and pick a team to win it. Try and pick. You can make a case for probably 6 teams at the moment. Bundesliga, Bayern are just kind of labouring up top, stretching that gap. So, and there's just decent title races in La Liga and the Prem. So, all the leagues are still treating us. So some are just hanging on.
Well, you want one to disappear very quickly, I assume. The Premier League, you'd want that gap to be 11 or 14 points as soon as possible.
I don't really want to talk about that, to be honest. Just want to kind of...
we're due for 2 podcasts in a week.
Just enjoying the ride. It's one of those. Just enjoy the ride. Take it game by game.
I'm here for that title race, 100%. Talk about the other title race that you mentioned there, La Liga. We start the top with Barca. And I tell you what, I kept hearing your voice in my head watching this game of football on the weekend. 2-2 to Celta. A solid side, but not very impressive. But even the commentator said it. They look like a very tired team. Yeah. The first thing I thought of was you 8 weeks ago saying Hansi Flick sides do get tired after a while. And I tell you, it's not like it's been coming, but you need to have these blip periods, right? Yep. And I feel like a good Barcelona side, if they're going to win the title, we're going to bounce back quickly. They got the big win last night in the Champions League. Need to bounce back, obviously, in the league football. But it's 2 games in a row now that they've dropped points. Yeah. A loss and now the draw. How did you see this game, I guess, in totality?
I thought Barca were actually pretty good until the red card just completely changes it. I thought Celta probably should have been ahead. I think the first couple of minutes had a big chance. But besides that, Barca were in pretty much control, I think. Rafinha had a couple of chances. He's having a year. He is, Jesus. But yes, it's a stupid red card from Castro. He's never getting there. No. But then I guess the problem with Flick is, and a lot of managers, I think that game just summed up, managers are just so stubborn to change their system. You 2-0 up, 82nd minute, just see it out. Just put bodies behind the ball. Your team's stacked. Why are you playing this high line and not... Watching it back, I was really confused why they were so high up. Got fucking a 33-year-old Inigo Martinez, he's been ridiculous this year.
A great save,
but you're playing a high line with 10 men, so balls are just going to be coming in behind all the time. So it's disappointing for Barca, because that's a game when you 2-0 up, you don't want to drop, and Celta haven't been all that. They're not that great this season. So. But like what you said, it's probably something that needed to happen for them.
I think you're right. That's probably the best point, is just stubbornness.
Yeah, it's just annoying. Why wouldn't you change?
And the goals are preventable. That Koundé moment. And
he was going to be my team of the season. I saw that.
That's the thing. The way you started the season, I had to zip my lips and say, okay, sorry, I was too harsh on you, whatever. Last season, the start of this season, but the last few weeks, and especially on the weekend. That's why I just don't trust the guy.
Yeah, he's always got a mistake in him. Always, no matter how well he's playing. So he's still he's had a great season. But that's just, you can't be doing that. It's just ridiculous making a mistake like that.
And it's not communicating. Just pass the ball back to the keeper, and it just clears it.
Fucking clear it.
Start again. When in doubt, get it out.
If you can't control the thing, just fucking hoof it.
Just hoof it out. and that should have just summarised. I think that instead of sometimes the game for Barcelona where like it's in their hands, the ball's at their feet, they just made the wrong decision every time in the end of it, and it hurt them. And I tell you what, the red card was done by Casado, but the no penalty shout and then the no foul and Aspas towards half time.
Yeah,
it just gave the crowd and
fuel to the fire, wasn't it?
Yeah, it added something, and I feel like the ref was bound to give some red. I feel like it was not that it wasn't a red card, but it felt like someone was going to get sent off.
Something was going to happen.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where it's like
he was on the edge that entire game. It felt like
it was like someone's going here because the refs obviously. I don't think it was a penalty, but you can see it being given. Like I can see Gerard Martin doesn't really get the ball. Does he really get Aspas? I don't really know. Then like the later one, just before half time, where Aspas gets kicked out, and I'm like, okay, it's boiling over here. Someone in the second half, you got to be smart about this, and they weren't smart. It was a dumb to pull him back. Like
that's what, they needed a bit of leadership just to sort of calm it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as soon as he did that, it was always going to be a red. Like it was brewing, it was going to come. The ref was going to give something. So yeah, it's when you got Madrid who have been very, like unders this year in terms of how they've performed, and they're only now 4 points behind. You can't be dropping games like that when you're 2-0 up. So, but you know they're still flying. Yeah,
absolutely. I was at Inigo Martinez has been great all season. Pau Cubarsí, I'll get on to him later on in a few other segments we've got coming up. But I tell you what, the left back position's a bit of a problem for them in the game. Gerard Martin looked all out at sea.
Balde was on the bench, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I love the guy. And I thought he'd be a player to just refine himself after the injury this season, but hasn't really been preferred. I think Gerard Martin, he played all right last night for Barca, but he got chosen again. So there seems to be a bit of a...
It's weird, because I think it was Valencia, where he like put like balls on Lewandowski's head, like ridiculously. So
I don't know what the
problem I don't know if it was just rotation, but he's,
it seems to be Martin's the guy that they're going to, which is he's an
odd
shape for a left back.
I guess you got to trust Flick.
He's probably the best manager in world football right now, the way he's performing with his
when it comes to 10 men, I mean, just change a little bit, brother. But
bring on a midfield and sit in a bit.
Sit in a bit,
But yet again, on a positive, I guess, Rafinha again, Lewandowski again.
Ridiculous.
It's gone to the point. I think Rafinha now has 21 goal contributions in 18, something like that.
I think he's I think him and Salah are like the only forwards with 10 and 10. I think something like that.
They are
which is
a
ridiculous.
Different breed.
So.
And it's been wherever he gets put. Rafinha he gets put out.
Oh, he's playing everywhere, isn't he? He's playing
second
everywhere.
Striker.
Yeah.
Continues to perform. So there is a lot of positives there. So you get back, I think, to refocus.
Just a silly result.
Yeah.
Silly one.
Yeah, you're allowed 2 in a row. You can't have 3.
Yeah. So drew with was it Sociedad?
They lost to Sociedad.
Yeah, 1-0 to Sociedad.
Yeah, and then drew to Celta.
Yeah.
So again, 2 teams that are okay, mid-table-y, but when you got Real Madrid up your ass, you don't want to be dropping any more than that.
And they're starting to click a little.
Well, there you go. You've segued us perfectly. 3-0 for Real Madrid. But again, I pick up the weirdest things in the match recaps, but the Laganas are the cucumber makers. They called them. I was like,
I saw that.
Your club being known as the cucumbers.
Man? Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, okay. But it was a derby, and Real got on back onto winning ways. 3-0 win. The quick I want to touch on before we forget about it. Vinny goes down injured basically the last sort of moments of the game that he's out for 3 weeks.
Out for a couple of weeks.
Which adds to the injury problems. They've got no face, no photographed players at centre back.
Yeah.
It seems like it's all...
Besides Rudiger, that's it.
It's literally Rudiger, Fede Valverde's at right back.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Fran at left back, and then some no man at centre back as well. There's Vinny as well. But why do I just trust it?
It just feels like business as usual, doesn't it, for them? Like Mbappe now gets to play left wing. You would think GULER, he was unreal against Leganes. Brahim Diaz can get more of a chance now. Yep. So, I mean, they just have so much forward depth. Ridiculous. Could lose Mbappe and Vinny to injuries, and they'd still have enough there. So
Bobby Charlton as well off the bench. Yeah. Get Bobby on there as well.
Oh, he'll be in our Premier League draft when we get to that. So he'll be there.
Big Bobby himself. But no, I looked at this game, and I think the biggest thing I saw was the formation change. It sort of felt like 2 strikers, because Vinny and Mbappe were neither wingers nor strikers.
They played a lot closer.
They played next to each other. They played Mbappe as that left-handed side player. And Mbappe, I still think he was poor. He missed a big chance in the second half offside early on when he found the back of the net. Obviously, he does get a goal. Vinny setting him up with a tap in, but
if that was the other way around, do you reckon Mbappe passes that?
no chance.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
chance. I'm going to keep this agenda going because I think Vinny's remarkable. I think
He's sacrificed a lot of his game.
I think Mbappe's hurting his game a lot, but it was good to see it sort of work a little bit better. And I remember Carlo said coming into the international break, he thinks they've worked it out, and this looked much better. Like it looked much more fluid. Camavinga, I think, being that heart of that midfield,
he was good.
next to Ceballos was really good to see as well. You obviously get Jude there as almost like a left mid sort of back in there, almost like your Scholes type, I guess, for England. Yep. So it is an exciting unit. And I think I like the system a little bit more where everyone gets involved.
Yeah.
And as a right mid, it probably helps also GULER as well. I guess it sort of suits his type of football versus a RODRYGO, which is more pace and in behind, whereas GULER, some of the dribbling moves where you just skip past defenders is like, how do you stop this guy?
And the guy is, 19, 20?
19. And has been great now for months on end. I think from the Euros onwards, he's carried really that form.
Even on his appearances from the bench, he's been...
He make a difference.
Good, so,
I think the system was a positive in this game. Obviously, Mbappe getting involved was a positive, and then Fede Valverde, man of the match again. Like
he's well, I mean, we talk about him all the time.
Yeah,
we seem to be the only ones talking about him, to be honest, because you very rarely hear people talking about this guy.
No, so, Carlo obviously rates him as well. He's in the captain's armband, puts him wherever he needs to go.
He can play anywhere. Just he's a leader. He's the leader of that football club.
He will be there for years to come. I feel like he's just going to be Mr. Real Madrid.
Yeah,
with Sergio gone and Carvajal injured, and you lose legend like Iker Casillas, and you're looking at where's that next
guy,
proper lead at the club. And it's like he's right in front of you. Fede Valverde. He carried up some great form for the internationals as well.
Yeah, Jesus scored a banger
goal there as well.
Yeah,
he's got to be one of the most. Maybe misunderstood players.
Underappreciated, misunderstood,
because underappreciated, it's getting ridiculous every time we say it, because sure it's impossible now to be for him to be underappreciated. It has to be it has to be misunderstood or something. Because he does this every week. The commentators sort of mention it. Carlo makes it so obvious he's the most important player. Yet he's never high on his list or
like Ballon. Where did he come in the Ballon d'Or?
I don't
was he in the top 25? Surely
he must have been there somewhere, but it wasn't a name that.
Yeah, he didn't jump off the page.
No, it's just ridiculous. But I guess the nervy sign for Barca is relating back to them is Real haven't worked. They're finally starting to work themselves out. It feels like they are still missing probably their starting 11.
Yep.
And they're 4 points off with the game versus Valencia in hand, which is
and Barca slipped a little. Yeah, and not even like fucking massive. Like drawn and
lost. And again, not against no scrubs of teams, but not your best lot.
But it's only been 2 games.
And look at Real already there.
Yeah, so it's scary, but
it just was inevitable.
It's going to be a hell of a race. It's going to be close all year. They're 2 ridiculous teams.
So. 2 great managers.
Yeah.
2 great leaders in terms of the sides and their great midfields. Yeah. For that return leg game at the Olympic Stadium in Barca, that's going to be a monumental
That'll
game.
be huge, yeah.
That could be a title decider.
Could be.
They're that good,
that could decide it, yeah. Might have to do a live stream for that, mate.
I think I have to.
Depending on what time that is. Fucking 1 a.m.
3 a.m. Monday morning here.
We will be here. We will
be there. So, yeah, massive result for the side. Good to see Bellingham back in the goals as well. A couple of games in a row he's scoring as well. So it seems like Real might have just found their mojo at the right time of the year going into Christmas. All the great teams seem to do.
It feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it feels like they're just not going to stop.
Head down. The train is charging now. It's dangerous for everyone involved.
Full steam ahead till the end of the season.
Yeah. Stop us if you can, I guess.
It is quite mental, though, that they're still talking about Vinny in the Ballon d'Or. Like, fucking get over it, honestly. Like, the Bellingham came out, I think, after the game and talked, like, come on. Like, let's just drop this. Rodri deserved it. Vinny was unbelievable. Yeah. Both players could have won it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Fucking move on.
Let's move.
I'm sick of hearing it. It's so annoying. Even the Dons mention it. I'm like, Don.
The Don's salty, I think. The first time ever. The Don's often, he just sips his tea and his coffee, but this is the first time he's been aggrieved.
It's almost like they forgot Rodri's Spanish. Like, he's one of their own.
I told you, like, the last podcast we did, I was like, what did they say? He said it's going to unite all of Spain. I'm like, there's a certain area of Spain that doesn't like you a lot.
Absolutely hates him right now. It's like
every fan,
he
every
won
player
he won the Euros and fucking,
from that region, they all hate you right now.
But yeah, hopefully that's just no one.
We're going to Christmas now. Come on,
don't mention it. Come on, it's the festive
Champions League, final few games.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's shift our focus.
Exactly.
I agree. As much as I love Vinny, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Let's finish up in Spain quickly. And these are our boys, I feel like, of last year. They've come back.
They're coming.
They come back. And I tell you what, this team, I look at it on paper and I'm like, my God, these are the rejects FC.
Literally.
Brian Hill,
Bro,
Donny van der Beek.
He was literally Savio.
Oh, was he great?
Like the 1-2s were like
Jinky Majinkies.
Just look up fucking highlights from last year. You could have shown me a highlight from last year of Savio, and I would have been like, no, it's Brian Hill.
Yeah, exact same thing.
He was insane. Even Van der Beek's having a quietly decent season. So.
He should have scored one of the to make it 5.
Yeah,
he should have scored that chance there. But you got Brian Hill opening the scoring, and then Miovski could have been Dovbik in many regards. He scored 2 of his own from the box, both set up by Brian Hill as well. The final goal, Krejci at the back post. After Donny van der Beek flicked that header on. The game was 4 out of 27 minutes.
Yeah, it could have been 6 or 7 by the half.
Espanyol, 22% possession the first half. They had 10% up to the 15th minute. Like, are you kidding me? 10% of the ball.
What was the score in the 15th? Was it 3?
It was 2-0 after 16 minutes.
Jesus.
But it could have been 3 by then. That's ridiculous. They didn't touch the football.
Ridiculous.
10%.
Especially their keeper would have been the only one to touch it.
Yeah, pick out the net.
And the centre half, long ball, and then it's coming back the other way. That's insane, man.
It was a remarkable game.
I think they're second last now. If I'm not wrong. They're having a shocker.
Surprised. They've had
They're definitely near the bottom.
Yeah,
they've been shocking. I mean, that the first 30 minutes, that just shows they're fucking
second bottom.
If they don't go down, I'll be because like the players just seem to have given up.
They couldn't get out. They were.
There was nothing about them.
They didn't play. Like I always say, Spanish teams play. No matter how bad or great they are, they all want to play. They play football. This was just like kick it and get up. Like
just survive.
Sunday league shit. Like it was
bad.
tough.
It was really bad.
It was a real tough watch. The first
Girona were they took the piss. They seriously took the piss.
As I said, like Donny van der Beek, I think in the first chance of the second half, they like passed it in and out the box about 8 times.
Yeah.
He had the chance, and I'm like, bro, just finish the chance. He missed it, but like it was that sort of game where it got to the point where it was just ridiculous. Like it was bullying at that point in time.
Yeah, it literally was. They like, oh, we feel bad, like no more.
Let's just,
like,
let's
too
hold
much.
That's the thing, like Pawada scored probably the goal of the weekend for me. That was a cracking
that
hit
was
from outside the box.
Yeah.
Then once they went in, then Girona just went and passed the ball around again for 25 minutes.
Done. We got Champions League, whatever to focus on.
Yeah, they got other stuff to worry about. This was Michelle football. That's what I wrote in my title. It was Michelle to a T. It was in and out of the wide spaces. It was, again, the wide players performing, crosses into the box, relentless attacking football. And I was like, I remember seeing this 12 months ago.
Yeah. Less. 5 months ago. 6 months ago.
And the commentator said this time last year, this is when they went top of the league this time last year. So
hey, what? I think you said they won the last 3.
3 on the bounce, 7th place.
We both kind of thought it'd be 10th, 12th, but they're fucking.
But they're there.
They're hanging around, and it says a lot about Michelle as the manager that he's getting a lot out of Brian Hill, and like
he's got to get a deal.
Oh,
like
he
somewhere.
has to.
I feel so bad for him. He's dealing with scraps.
I think Leverkusen.
Wow,
by all
that's
accounts,
a shout.
By all accounts, Alonso's going to leave.
Look, he's gone.
It's similar sort of football. It's a similar kind of like formation and stuff. Yeah. It's exactly the same with better players. Fucking hell, they won't drop off if he goes there.
That could be a good shout. That could be a very good shout. Yeah. I feel like the Premier League.
It just makes sense the way they play Leverkusen in their formation.
Yeah, well, exact same sort of style. Fullbacks do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Young players coming through.
It's like fucking Wirtz. Jesus Christ. If Brian Hill is doing this, then Wirtz will score about 20.
Stuani still scores from this side. Come on. Bonnie goes have 50 goals in the season if he has Michelle there.
We'll wait and see.
Because Xabi Alonso seems to be leaving, right? But then after this season, and for me, it's been quite disappointing in terms of their consistency. Hypothetically, here's a plot twist for you. If Carlos steps away, where does Michelle go at Madrid?
I don't mind it. The only concern I have is the formation.
Yeah, I say it won't really work with.
But in terms of just a coach for that job, not a name, just a coach. I think Michelle would be on par with Alonso.
I think
because look what he's fucking doing with this team. He lost his entire team.
No one's there.
He's brought in rejects. He bought Van der Beek for like. You go to Woolworths. You do a shop for your family, and that costs more than what Van der Beek costs.
My iced coffee I have for lunch is more expensive than Van der Beek.
It's like, and he's getting. He's not playing amazing, but he's getting some performances out of it. He's much
better in recent. I'll tell you,
defensively, they still look decent.
I think they look much better. I'm going to from the.
I mean, Gutierrez is one of the most sought after left backs.
I've got him on my list coming today because I think he's incredible, and equally so. I think is it Martinez, one of the other wide players as well.
Yeah,
that plays. I think he plays a little bit deeper for Champions League, but plays up higher up for the league games. In fact, like their wing play, the wide play with the fullbacks and the wingers, it's weird because this generation or this era of football is all about inverting and central domination. But he said, no, let me just do the opposite, dominate from wide spaces, and how are you going to stop us?
Yeah,
because
that's a very good point.
It's one of the few, like Xabi Alonso last season, emphasis on the wide players, which I think they need to go back to this season. It works, and this is. I think was it us that talked about it a few weeks ago. You don't need to follow everyone. There's no need to follow Pep.
No.
I know Pep's incredible, but you don't just have to do what Pep does.
Yeah, no.
You don't have to do what Carlo does. Just find what works for your team. Find how you can manage best, and do it because. Can teams stop this Girona attack if it's at this level consistently?
At this level, yeah.
Absolutely not.
I hope they can hang around, man. I hope they can. So, I mean, Champions League looks like a bit of a write-off.
Did they play last night?
I don't know if they played last night. I don't know. I haven't even watched the Champions League games. Yeah, I just looked at the scores.
Yeah, but all I know that Barca got a big win. They got a second.
Yeah, so did Arsenal. They were very good.
They don't like Arsenal.
They don't want Gyökeres now.
Yeah.
It's insane that they play like absolute shit because Amorim isn't there, and now all of a sudden he's a shit striker.
No, so they've got the game coming up yesterday once this podcast goes up. So they've got Sturm Graz.
They should. I mean,
they win that. I think they go back into 24.
Yeah,
because they've got 3 points already.
Yeah, they beat. They did beat someone. It was probably some fucking.
Was it the Wi-Fi Slovan?
Maybe, yeah, might have. They definitely have beaten someone.
So they're on 3 points.
Yeah.
Like they get a win versus Sturm Graz.
I know Liverpool still have to play them, but that's at their ground. So you don't want to play there.
But no, it's serious. It's honest truth. You don't want to play there.
You don't want to play there.
It's a funny old things have happened. Barcelona last season. Think about that.
Even this season. Yeah. I know they won 4-0, but when that game happened, we spoke about it. We were like, it wasn't a 4-0 game.
No, Girona could have won it 1-0.
Girona just act like idiots and just giving them the ball. So
yeah, it's 7th place in the league. It's gettable for Europa League.
They may as well. They just have to fucking go for it. They just got to every game.
Yeah,
cup final.
Well, every game for now is a cup final.
Yeah, they have to because Europe's on. Like
it's so on.
Sociedad and Betis, who I think we both had sort of around 5th, 6th, 7th. They're struggling.
Betis in particular, I don't think I didn't like them as much as they did initially.
Sociedad, like it's very fucking slow how they're moving, but like Osasuna, 50-50.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll be able. Girona have the experience.
I just can't see Osasuna being there at the end.
But
saying that it's been a year of, I can't imagine Napoli being where they are, but they're there. So like,
I can't imagine Frankfurt.
If I say, maybe it's the year again of more crazy stuff happening, but like they're not that far off that bunch. And once you get in that bunch,
Atletico Madrid, they're not far off them.
No,
so.
Athletic Club, even Villarreal, I thought being flying, they're still not. They're still in arm's reach of that team. So you might be seeing a return.
Hopefully, it'd be good. Because I mean, we love Michel. He fucking is a top coach, top coach, manager. Yeah,
deserves it. Deserves the praise he gets. And you know who also deserves praise? These players. It's time for our too early team of, I guess the team of the year, you can put it in that way.
I guess, yeah. Too early.
Team of the season, team of the year type vibe. It's going to be interesting, this one.
I've tried to
I try to share the love.
But it's fucking...
But there's some teams that are very good in football right now.
There's some teams that are just way too good at football.
You can't not put some of these players in.
Yeah.
I've gone with my Preston specialty of a 3-2-1-4.
Yeah.
All out attack.
I've gone with like a 3-4-1-2, but don't expect the right mid left mid to be wing backs.
We're the same formation.
Because we both agreed full backs just this year. They've been like maybe 2 maybe 3 good ones for left back and right back. But
Well, if I'm being honest, it's always a bank of like a Carvajal, a Trent, a Robbo in the years gone past.
like Trent, I was going to put in, but
But again, these guys, they haven't been out there. But we talked about Robbo privately in a conversation we had a few days ago, and he's off it. So
he's off it.
the left backs and right backs haven't been great in world football. So we've gone with centre backs.
Yeah,
I'm going to state that way.
yeah, good old centre backs.
Yeah, back him in. Who's your goalkeeper?
I went with Mere
Ooh,
for Napoli.
I
I
like it.
struggled to put Napoli players in, but I think they deserve at least
There's
one.
someone in there, yeah.
Like Kvaratskhelia, but like just like
That's
the
some
guy
other great
the
wingers.
guy I've got it left is just fucking on another planet right now. So yeah, I thought a Napoli player had to get in. I know he missed a couple of games. I think it was an abductor injury. I think he missed 3 games, but I think he's played 11 games in all comps, 7 clean sheets. Like he looks, they look good. So yeah, I think they deserve a player in there.
That's probably a better shout than mine. I went with my heartstrings here. David De Gea is in goal.
I
for me.
like it.
David De Gea is in goal.
Yeah.
Penalty save merchant these days.
I was thinking him, but
I'm looking at keepers.
his
My-
save
my-
on the weekend. Jeez, the
was
double save,
triple.
triple.
Whatever, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Kept them well and truly in control of that game of football. Penalty saves, done well in the Conference League. Has come in and made an impact. Fiorentina now are a Champions League threat in Syria. Who would have thought that coming into the season? And other keepers like Alisson's been injured, Courtois has been injured over large periods. David Raya isn't the same
been
keeper.
good, but yeah,
It had to be a Serie A keeper for me. Maybe a trap, maybe.
yeah,
But
maybe
The Bundesliga, I think, of all attacking football
Neuer.
and defensively. No Ter Stegen.
yeah.
Maybe Penna could have been a shout, but I think David De Gea has been.
It had to be it had to be
One of the
Serie A.
Serie A
Yeah,
keepers,
I was
so
thinking De Gea.
David De Gea is a fantastic pick for me.
My 3 centre backs are pretty basic. I've got RODRYGO as one. I just think like he's played every game. He's been one man war essentially.
he's a soldier.
And his performances have been pretty good. Besides maybe the Milan game and the Barca one. So I've got Van Dijk as well.
Yeah.
That's
the best centre back in the world right now.
Yeah, been the best centre back this season. And I've gone with Bastoni as well.
Good shout.
I think he's probably the best ball playing centre back in the world.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah, I think right now
I think he's just ridiculous this season. So
to keep getting it done as well.
yeah,
They haven't been ridiculous. I said in my Champions League video, they haven't been ridiculous, but gee, they haven't lost. They haven't lost
no.
like 13 or 12 games. Something like that.
2 games this season.
Yeah, and it makes it look like because of their draws, it
And
makes
they
it look
won
like
overnight. So
yeah,
This is a big win.
Another 1-0. They just find ways.
1-0.
Love it. I love a little 1-0. All right, my 3 centre backs. I want a similar vein of with you. I want Pau Cubarsí as my centre back. Funnily enough, just because he's 17,
Yeah, he's fucking ridiculous.
he's probably the top 6, 7 centre back in the world.
Yeah.
17 years of age. They've got the best, or was the best highline defence I think in world football until on the weekend when they got exploited. And he's just gone about his business and done fantastically well.
Yep.
I think he's been fabulous. Could have put RODRYGO in there, but I think I have to shout out Cubarsí.
Yep.
Obviously, Van Dijk, I think he's the best centre back in the world, and that can shut the Monday boys up. I've been on the Van Dijk bandwagon now for 2 years, and I'm going to stick by that. Still the best centre back in world football for me. And then left centre back, I went with DeMarco.
Yeah.
So again, a bit of a cop out. I know he's a fullback, but
He deserved to.
one of the better fullbacks and probably the best fullback right now in terms of consistent performances. Got assists in his game. Part of an into back line that's, as you said, doesn't concede goals. So slipped him in there as a left centre back for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like him and then the rest in terms of left back.
Good luck,
He's miles clear. I'll do right mid, left mid. Right mid, I went Salah. Probably the best player in the planet.
Ballon d'Or Salah.
It's loading. Just fucking sign him first.
In or out? That's the question.
Just sign him. Where will he be though when he lifts it? Will he PSG or where will he be? And then on the left, I went with Rafinha.
Yeah.
Just had to put him in somewhere.
You have to fit him in.
It's just ridiculous the level he's playing at. So,
I went the same thing, but I went with a Preston cop out as well. I went Lamine Yamal left wing. I know he's not a left winger, but I have to get these Barcelona players.
The fact that he misses out is crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There is probably a better an actual left winger.
Yeah.
But I've got Rafinha somewhere else, and I have to get Lamine Yamal in, so I'm whacking him left wing because right wing, most tell it's the most right wing and right wing you can get all the time. So he stays right wing. These are the most obvious selections from both of us. I think these 3 probably the best players in world football. Maybe Lewandowski in there.
Probably.
Marmoush, I guess. But other than that, the 3 we've named.
Yeah. Probably.
Best
And they're
players in
all
the
like
world.
wingers.
Yeah, exactly. Summarise them
No
all.
other
man.
position exists. That's it. I'll do my 2 centre mids.
Centre
I've
midfielders?
gone with Caicedo.
I was close to putting him in.
I think he's been the best midfielder in the Prem this season.
Yeah.
He's been ridiculous.
Best 6 in the world,
Best
isn't
6, yeah,
Yeah.
100% ridiculous. And I've gone with Valverde. Had to put him in.
Yeah.
Had to put him in.
he? Hint, I've got the same. I got Valverde.
Yeah.
I did have Caicedo, but I want to put a shout to Kimmich.
Nice.
Because-
Yeah.
And I said it correctly. I think Caicedo's the best 6 in the world. I think Kimmich is probably, at the moment, actually, Valverde and him, one of the best 8s. I think Kimmich has developed his game to be a little bit more all-rounded. And with Goretzka coming in next to him, Pavlovic prior to that, he's had a bit of a license to go forward. I think he's transitioned more to an 8. I think he's been fantastic for Bayern, forgetting how good they are defensively this season. They've actually been really, really solid at the back.
Yeah.
The last Champions League game, 1-0 over Benfica, like keeping a clean sheet, still getting the job done. So I think he's done an underrated role this season in that centre of the park, and he's always there for Bayern. So I feel like,
He's rarely injured.
doesn't get suspended, doesn't get injured, leader on the pitch, and in the hardier side. So
Yeah.
I've liked him in central
That's
midfield.
no, I like that. He deserved a shout. My 3 forwards, I've got Marmoush,
Mm-hmm.
I've got Kane, and I've got Lewandowski.
Mm-hmm. Any explanation for those results?
I don't think
They've
I
all
do.
scored like 15 goals.
I originally had Gyökeres in,
Oh, yeah.
but
I forgot about
I just like Lewandowski this year. His age, harder league,
Yeah.
Champions League, he's equal top goal scorer with Gyökeres. He's got more league goals than Gyökeres,
Yeah.
and his performances have been a joke. So, yeah.
That just speaks for itself, doesn't it? And Harry Kane's just
Yeah.
he's got a million balls in his house and
Yeah.
wherever he is in Germany.
Yeah, literally. I think has he not won a match ball this season?
literally. Every game.
Like,
he just
every
seems to,
game, he's
goals,
to pick it
goals,
up. So,
goals.
yeah,
I went very similar. I had to unfortunately keep Marmoush out because I went Rafinha at the 10.
yeah.
So I should have played number 10 with Rafinha there. And I went Harry Kane and Lewandowski up top.
Yeah.
Bagsman up top. And again, I'll keep saying I have to apologise to Lewandowski. I didn't see this happening with you. I was harsh in
I don't
last
think
year.
anyone did. A guy's 36,
Yeah.
36, 35.
Even he's up there though.
He's getting on a bit.
But he's
Last
looking-
year, he looked like a dead man walking.
Oh, that first half of the season was disastrous. That was
He was bad,
horrible.
wasn't he?
But then, I guess he turned around a little bit. He still ended up like 20 goals last season, which it's just Lewandowski. Like, we get that. But I thought the performances weren't there. I didn't see the Lewandowski evolve. This year, like on the goal on the weekend, a bit of luck, but that's sort of like, that's the form he's in. He's making his own luck.
Yeah.
And he scores 2 last night against Brest in the Champions League. And it's like,
Yeah.
he's just unstoppable.
on fire.
He's just
on
unstoppable
fire.
right now. Do the run of your full team yet again.
Yeah. So I've got Murray in goal.
Yep.
I've got a back three of Rudiger, Van Dijk, Bastoni. I've got Salah on the right, Caicedo and Valverde centre mid. On the left, I've got Rafinha. And then my 3 forwards are Marmoush, Kane, and Lewandowski.
That's the line. It's quite a lineup. I went David De Gea, DeMarco, Van Dijk, and Kubasi. Valverde and Kimmich in midfield, the leaders of the side. Rafinha at the 10, Lamine Yamal at the left, Salah on the right, Kane and Lewandowski up top.
And obviously, we both missed out, like,
Key
unfortunately, on some players. Like, I didn't have Yamal.
I don't know much.
But,
Probably
yeah.
the breakout.
That hurt
player.
not having Lamine, but...
Do better, mate. Just go on.
Yeah, no,
just be
like,
better at
come
football.
on, seriously. Just score more goals.
Just stand.
Don't be injured. He's injured, actually, so that's
I think
why.
he's
That's my
coming back
excuse.
this weekend. I haven't won a game without him
You know?
since he's been a part of this. That's crazy. That's a crazy stat.
Ballon d'Or. Lady.
Give me a crazy Ballon d'Or race. Crazy Ballon d'Or race.
Keeps going the way he's going.
Keep Salah cooking. Well, it's Lewandowski gets cooking the way he's cooking. You never know.
You never know, man.
It's going to be a...
Rodri comes back, wins the league with City. He'll win it again.
Todd's Captain said, I read the quote the other day, he says he thinks he's going to be back for the end of the season.
Surely
Could you
not.
imagine, final game of the season comes back on
To be fair, lately we're seeing a lot of... I think it was... who's it? Atalanta centre-back? Scalvini? He did his ACL like 4 or 5 months ago, and he's already back training.
Yeah.
And like he's going to play. It's like... When the hell did... When did they figure out how to fix ACLs in 12 weeks, 16 weeks?
Strap it up.
Like, what? How's this happen?
It's so right. I can see the script. Whoever they played last game of the season, probably at the Etihad, they're down. They're 1-1 draw. Need a win to win the league.
He scores a banger.
Rodri just pops up, long shot, top bins, wins the league. Knee slides, doesn't need doing a knee slide.
That's got to be a TikTok post in the future if if that happens.
That's the land. That has to land.
Yeah, that has to land. Has to.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting this season. Vinny will be back for what did he say? He's gonna be back with vengeance, or 12 times the player, isn't it? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting next Ballon d'Or. We'll be here next year with the same conversations.
He better win it, otherwise, Jesus. We all thought Trump would start a world war. Nah, it's fucking. It's the journalists that vote for the bloody Ballon d'Or.
It's gonna be going crazy. Let's go to what I'm gonna call the game of the weekend. Leipzig losing 4-3 to Hoffenheim. That's why the kids out there this week.
Give them some love.
Got their love in this week. What a game. Orban 1-0 at 15 minutes. Hoffenheim literally straight away. Hozek down the other end, find the back of the net. Then the 19th minute, we had 3 goals in 4 minutes. A Pender cross-found about a Noosa at the back post. Great performance of Noosa, by the way.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, really good game from him.
He was good, wasn't he?
So it was 2-1 after 19 minutes. They meant to wait a little bit. 2-2 in the 50th minute. Bischoff for Hoffenheim leveling the game. Noosa, his cross found in Socky's outstretched foot. Own goal. 3-2 Leipzig lead. And then the chaos ensued late in the game. Hozek again made it 3-3. Brun Larsen came off the bench to set him up. And then Brun Larsen himself off the bench. 86th minute goal to win the game 4-3 for Hoffenheim. The stat was said in the game by the commentators. I read it in the article. First team outside the top 8 to score against Leipzig this season, and they whacked 4 past them. Similar to Barcelona, they started strong this season.
Yeah.
Falling away, yet to win the Champions League. 4 games, 0 wins, 0 points as well for them. Is it a little bit of nervy signs for the Red Bull Leipzig team?
It's got to be a concern, right? Because they weren't scoring a whole lot of goals, but they were winning. The goals came in this game, but now their defense is open wide up. So it is worrying, especially with Xavi Simons. He's just disappeared this year, to be honest. So
he started weak, injury.
Yeah, he hasn't really.
And there's no creators in this side. I feel like without him there.
I think now we're seeing that Dani Olmo's a bigger loss than maybe we thought. They're now back in a race for the top 4. Yeah, which I was kind of hoping they would stick around a bit longer in the title race, because defensively it was like we know what they got going forward. It was looking incredible. If they can stick with it defensively, but Hoffenheim have been struggling as well. Yeah, they lose Max Bayer. They don't have a replacement for him.
I think they've been near the bottom. New manager's first game as well.
Yeah, I think it was.
So a bit of new manager balance, but still, they're not a great side.
Yeah, all they had to do was defend well, and they just. They score, and then Hoffenheim score an equaliser straight away. So it's not great, but I don't know. I think a lot of people probably expected this from Leipzig. Yeah, but because they just don't have the team to compete for a title. They just don't have it. Yeah, but
I did forget about the Xavi Simons absence. That hurts the side. It hurts, but.
Even before he wasn't doing much.
But I think it's just the whole attacking play. They've gone from a team, like we said, their identity sort of changed from that being that team's going to whack 4 past you to being a team that's going to nick a 1-0.
We'll see it out.
And I don't think that's going to work for this side. I don't think they can't rely on being clinical. They're not a clinical side.
Sesko's been disappointing.
Yeah, Pender's struggled.
Yeah, he scored. When he's scored, he's played well. Yeah. But...
he's involved, but he's much more involved in Sesko. But I think compared to what we saw last year, where both of them were just bouncing the ball off each other,
killing it.
It's not quite the same up top. It's not. And the midfield's not as. I did not notice it at all. Yeah, Xavi Simons not being there, so you got Campbell and these types that are more of a
Haidara.
Your 8s rather than your proper number 10s. Yeah. Vermeeren and that. Yeah, it's just not very progressive. I think maybe that's why we're seeing this team sort of.
Well, Dortmund and Dortmund more so than Leverkusen, but they're both sort of struggling a little at the minute, particularly Dortmund for any form of consistency or anything. So they'll be in that top 4 race like they kind of always are. So
gonna be a big old scrap again.
Yeah, big old scrap
for Leipzig again to find Champions League football. A team that's not finding it difficult is Frankfurt right now, 2nd place. And there's 3 or 4 points off. How much are they off the top?
Well, I don't know actually. It is a couple of points.
4
points, 5 points.
They've been pretty consistent.
It, though. That goal on the weekend they scored was amazing.
6 points, 2 losses. The difference. But yeah, you're right. The build up for that goal on the weekend.
Amazing.
And Murray Goetze, where have you been all these
I
years?
know.
Like, finding the back of the net there. Yeah, great team, but on half time as well, they deserved it. They were peppering away in this game. Yeah,
they were killing them.
I tell you what, it was one-way traffic. Probably should have been a 2-3-0 type game.
It should have been a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. I tell you what, a player stood out to me, and it was Ekatike, who has gone away his business quietly because of Marmouche, but he's still got, I think, 5 or 6 goals in all competitions.
He's been good. He's been good.
Big like, presence. Like obviously, he's like, what, 6'6" or something. He's massive bloke, but these hold-up plays, link-up plays, importance of that first goal, little layoff.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's the real deal.
He could, he should have so more, a lot more goals as well. Like his end product sometimes does let him down.
He does, yeah.
But everything else before that is fucking really
fabulous.
Good. Really, really good. So
the speed of ball.
He's like 21. He's really still a youngster.
They won that because
did PSG sold him, didn't they? They didn't loan him.
They sold and they grabbed someone else from the.
Was it the centre back?
Yeah.
Pacho.
Yeah.
William Pacho.
Because it wasn't a swap deal, but they basically just went, we're going to buy you and you're going to buy him.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's going to work.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I think they win that.
I don't think does Pacho even play?
He played a few games for PSG.
He's on the bench quite a bit, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. But like, Ekatike is probably the 4th or 5th best forward in the league right now.
Yeah, he probably is.
You got Garassi, Kane, Marmouche. And
who else?
That's
maybe
Undav in there. Maybe he's probably on the same level as Ekatike right now. Like it's it's just because Marmouche is just ridiculous. You forget about how good this guy is.
Yeah.
And actually, Marmouche should have scored as well. He had one that tipped onto the post?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
A knocker ball that was saved and stuff.
So, like, I tell you what, it's...
Get this guy to Liverpool. Get this guy...
Do you reckon he's made for a big club? Or is this a season?
I think he's made for a big club. Just the way... the way he moves, like the way he looks on a football pitch, it just suits a big club.
Yeah.
So I think he'll move. I think he's guaranteed. Frankfurt aren't going to offer a shit ton of money. 50 mil the max, I reckon 60.
Think about
and I think they came out and said they need to sell to buy.
Shit, okay.
So
they'll take the massive fee for him and then just buy 4 or 5
players.
I think
a player like that will want to leave as well.
Salah's
in his ear, mate. Don't worry. Salah is right in his ear.
Come to me to PSG.
Well, it's like, this is what we're going to say to him.
That's the key. You sign Salah, you get Marmouche as well. That's a combination up top. That's a dangerous duo up there.
Yeah.
He does feel like there's good runs and then there's this. Like, that's the thing. I would agree with
more
you.
Sustainable.
Yeah. And the way he's involved, like on the weekend, didn't score. But his involvement in the game was pivotal.
Every second hard, it was him.
Yeah, he was doing something, running in behind or skidding a defender. But
he's some player.
It's an exciting watch.
Yeah.
Because again, Frankfurt, I'm not going to say they're going to compete for their title, but they're going to keep Bayern, what's the word, accountable. Bayern can't slip up because Frankfurt are going to be there. Because they look like a side that's, they might not win 80% of games, but they're not going to lose 20%, if you know what I mean. They're going to only lose a few games. The way they play their football, the attacking football they've got, and the way they defend actually is quite impressive as well. If they're a great keeper and trap and goal, it seems like only one way it can go, and that is just positive results. Whether it be draws or wins, I can't see them.
You can't see them falling.
I can't see them, just dropping.
Yeah,
they're going to be a top 3. I think they're going to be the Stuttgart this year.
They could very well be
the entertainers that finished second and have been around there all year. But I just feel like it's a real exciting group. Again, 1 or 2 players leave, it probably does fall apart. But enjoy it while it lasts.
But still, yeah. I mean, it's a hell of a season they're having. They're doing well in the Europa League, I'm pretty sure, as well. So
I think they've gone all right. Exciting times for them.
Exciting times, very exciting times.
Big European tour next season for Frankfurt. Let's go to Serie A, where our 2 games are of importance to the table, but not really interesting entertainment-wise.
Ball fest.
Yeah, they're both ball fest. When I saw yellow cards being highlights of this game, I thought, we're in a bit of trouble here. Starting with Napoli-Roma. Obviously, I guess we missed out on Ranieri being appointed as the
another Roma
third
manager.
And not the final manager for Roma.
Yeah, probably not. Third manager though already. How many games we in?
We are 12 games into the season. I called 4. I said it'll be Napoli 2.0.
Yeah,
we need one more. We need one more sacking.
We don't want Ranieri to be sacked.
I know, I like the guy, but
why'd have to appoint Ranieri?
The poor guy's how old is he now?
He came out of retirement, didn't he?
He came to retirement again last year to save Genoa.
And he did, yeah.
He saved them, retired again. He came to retirement again to save Napoli now. Oh, God. The poor bloke. He mustn't really need that cash. He must have some farm.
Oh, they must be paying him a shit ton
to come out there and manage. And this team on paper, like it looks good when at the start of the year when they come off that form of De Rossi, but now I look at it and he's playing the 4-5-1 just flat.
Dovbyk is graveyard shift like every game.
Dovbyk's gonna be thinking to himself, "What have I done?
Why have I left?
Why have I done this?"
I mean, it had to have been a money thing, right? It had
that makes sense, I guess. But you're missing out on Champions League football.
It had to be a money thing. It had to be.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Even just as a coach, like before the start of
De Rossi
the season.
Michel.
Yeah, are you serious? Like,
I'd take I wouldn't. Oh, but I would. I'd take a quarter of the pay to win more games of football.
But it has to be money.
You're still young. You've got time to make a big move.
Yeah, like you're missing Champions League football.
Man.
And like, fuck. I mean, he should have scored on the weekend. Yeah, he should have scored. That's a chance that if he's at Girona, he buries that.
Heads out. Yeah, heads out. Savio to him. That's in.
That's in. Yeah. So it's. I mean, but Rome, that's probably the most depressing club in world football at the moment.
It's sad.
It's sad.
You got Dybalas, El Shaarawy's, Dovbyks, some handy players throughout the team.
Yeah, but that's it. The rest is just deadwood.
Shit.
So dead. Like even they bring in Hummels, and like
I think wasn't that more just a legacy sign. That wasn't supposed to be
that guy was off to Inter Miami.
Yeah,
you know,
he wasn't supposed to be playing.
Yeah,
match day 12 against the league leaders Napoli.
Yeah,
at the Maradona. Like it's
so depressing.
I can't see it being fixed.
I think they'll just limber around this sort of 8th to even 8th would be an incredible season.
Like we did pre-warn ourselves though. We said let's not get carried away because Roma are this club. Roma are not a club that are consistently.
They should have never sacked Mourinho. Let's be honest. Sack a manager like that. Why?
Winning a European trophy.
You know, football these days, you get sacked for winning. Crazy.
I don't know. That is going to be that's been one of the worst managerial firings.
They're just all over the place. The board. There feels a real disconnect between their fans and the board at the minute. And no club can succeed, especially with how competitive Serie A is at the moment. I mean, there's 6 teams. You could make a vouch for 6 teams to win the league.
Win it all, yeah.
And they're all within 2-3 points of each other. So, yeah, they're just a shocking club. Yeah, poorly run club at the minute. So
poorly run as well with like the transfer. Like what is this team now? What's
the direction?
Yeah, so it's Filo in goal. I don't really rate him.
They're just filling in holes.
Selic at right back, not great. Mancini, I guess, was the guy. Is he
was
still the guy?
supposed to be, I feel like, the next big Italian centre back to come.
He's been phased out now in the Italian side. In Indica, I don't mind that. Cristante in midfield. Okay, Kone, I don't really rate
just
as well.
So average, isn't it?
Pellegrini, like
he's average. He's average. He had a good 6 months, I think.
Exactly. And
he's average now.
Whereas I look at Napoli, who we thought were in crisis last season, but their transfer strategy has been good, right? You bring in McTominay, you bring in Lukaku,
who worked under Conte,
under this manager.
No matter how much we want to give him shit or everyone else gives him shit, he works in the Serie A.
David Gilmour, David Neres, all players that have Spinazzola leaving Roma to join Napoli. They brought in players that have made a difference or can make a difference. With
some young players as well, like Gilmour. McTominay is not old.
No,
27,
26, yeah.
So, and they brought in players that the manager wants, you know.
Tyler Pick
for Roma, it just felt a bit like, I'll have him.
Yeah,
Dovbyk, nice new striker, have him. But, yeah, it's a shambles.
If Napoli can turn around, they can turn around. They just need to be smart about who they bring in.
It just feels different though, doesn't it? It just does. They haven't been a club for a long time that is at the top of Serie A.
No.
I think we said it during our preseason predictions. They finished 4th 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
It's
that's sort of how high they can really
get Arsene Wenger back, if you want to finish 4th.
literally just finish there and you can be consistent there. But the fans want next step. And a Dovbyk signing is a next step. But then you got to build a team that supports him.
And you got a manager that doesn't have the experience of creating a striker that's going to score 25, 30 goals.
How are you going to do it? Yeah.
So, It is that's a tough job.
Tough watch as well right
Tough
now.
watch, tough job, tough environment.
I feel sorry for the players. Does anyone force their way out in January? I wonder if that actually happens. Keep
All their good players are probably too old to force a move
to really
out.
force. Like Dybala's not going to move.
Who would buy Dovbyk now?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's a good striker anymore because he's been so starved of service.
Yeah, like that header, he's got to score that.
6 yards out, great cross. Got to head it. Got to hit the target. Lukaku scores again.
Yeah.
McTominay, dangerous yet again.
McTominay's he's looked very, very good.
He could be out there for one of the players of the season if Napoli wins the title.
He could
I'm being serious. Playing the number 10.
Him and Kvaratskhelia, yeah. He was a bit quiet on the weekend, but...
Yeah. It was one of those games where Roma just were content to lose 1-0. Yeah, they knew they were going to lose. I felt like they came in knowing it. There was no intent to win that game.
Yeah, no.
It was actually embarrassing to be honest for a big game.
For a big club like Roma.
Big club, big game. Yeah. A lot on the line and they didn't really show up. Go over to my favourites in our Serie A right now. Fiorentina. 2-0 win over Como again. Not really entertaining game, but one that had to get the job done. Adley goal in the 19th minute. Absolute belter from outside the box to make it 1-0. And Moise Kean again. I'll get on to him in our next segment, but I'm liking what Moise Kean's doing this season.
I'm liking what the whole team's doing. It's defensively look good.
Yeah.
Going forward, they're exciting. I think they're just enjoying the ride. See what it takes.
I'll tell you what are you saying? We're talking about the ladder now. Where are we at with Serie A ladder? I think they're third, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
they're fourth.
Fourth, yeah. Inter
goal difference.
and Atalanta, Napoli, yeah.
So equal goal difference with Inter, 17. Napoli, 11. 20 goals scored.
That's the most Conte thing, man.
But hey, Fiorentina, 27 goals scored, 10 conceded. Very solid defensively. Good. Only one loss this season. Less losses than the league leaders. That sort of shows the way that sort of football.
Bloody Juventus still haven't lost a game as well. They've just drawn like 80%.
Absolute draw merchants. I look at the lineup as well, and I just want to make sure I get all the names here on touch on. Obviously, Moise Kean. I've been enjoying his work. Colpani and Beltran. So the players in behind the fort have been, for me, some of my personal great finds of the season. I think it was Colpani came from Monza, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
And he was involved in some of those games we touched on last season for Monza. He's been fabulous from that right side. Bertrand in behind the striker. Like on paper, it doesn't look very impressive, but if you watch them and how they play together up top.
That's the key. They
fluid
play together.
movement.
Yeah, they play together.
Them and Atalanta are really one of the most entertaining watches in terms of their final third play. The ball zings about in the final third. There's chances of galore. And this game here, yes, it wasn't their best performance, but no means did Como have any right to have any sort of input or say in this game. It was a dominating Fiorentina performance.
Yeah, they dominated. They're looking good. I mean, it's such a good watch. It's just such a good watch. There's so many good teams in Serie A at the minute. I mean, I tried to fit in even an Atlanta player in the team of the season.
I feel like I had to, but I couldn't.
Like Retegui, fucking Edison's been ridiculous like in the last sort of 2 months or so. It's such a good watch. It's good that we got two teams that you wouldn't expect
in amongst it. Yeah. Atalanta dangerous. I feel like Juve are a sleeping giant as well.
Because they haven't lost. They just score.
I feel like Motta needs to put his balls to the wall and commit to attack though. There's been a lot of like
he should have brought in like Orsolini from Bologna.
Orsolini's killing it for Bologna this season. Like he needs.
He's been good.
He needs someone like that in that team there, because that's the problem with
Surely,
Juve.
generally they have to go after some attacking players because they just don't have anything up there. It's so boring.
Too young, too inconsistent. Too much moments for them. Quickly on Como, does Fabregas feel the pressure now? Because they're just above the drop.
I don't think so, to be honest. You're bringing a guy like Varane and he's retired. Yeah, you got nothing out of him. Yeah. The players you did bring in, like Alberto Moreno, he's always been an average, just above left back. Pepe Reina's fucking 57 years old. I think he's doing with the best that he's got. So I think they just need to stick with him, not panic like some other clubs have in previous seasons or this season. Just stick with him. He's a good up-and-coming manager. He got you promoted in the first place. Yeah. just stick with him. It's not like they're last and a million miles behind. So, I mean, they were like 12th, 13th not long ago.
Yeah.
So there's something there.
Yeah,
they just need to find it. So, yeah.
I like it. It's
worth a share. But I just hope they don't panic and completely.
If there's two leagues that panic with managers, it's the Championship and it's the Serie A. There's two leagues, I shit you not. There's more managers sacked than hot dinners. I swear to God. It's ridiculous. And another quick shout out as well to the defensive. I think it was, so if I saw correctly, 61 minutes to 90 minutes. Fiorentina are yet to concede a goal in Serie A. That's ridiculous.
That's mental.
Like then,
so from the 61st minute to
the last half an hour of the game, they've not conceded a goal.
That's brilliant.
And that shows us
it's sustainable, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a sustainability thing. So
good on them. Good on them.
Big old props to that team, and they are a real threat now. Yeah, I think
have to be. Yeah,
maybe the team's old. No,
and it's not like any of the big boys would got like. With all due respect, go after their players. Like Moise Keane's he's been at the big club already. Hasn't worked out. Yeah. The youngsters like Camuso at centre back, like I don't imagine a big club go after him. So De Gea, fucking no one wanted him. No. Look at him now.
Then he's gonna be one of the fines.
Along with Mere and maybe Sommer, the goalkeeper of the season. Yeah. He probably is the goalkeeper of the season actually.
And some of those penalties, I'd tell you what, he's been killing
even that double, triple, quadruple save.
He didn't mention that. Yeah. The game's in the balance. Big save.
Big saves. What a keeper. How
did United... Saying that Onana's cooking as well. So.
He's probably been...
Something about United keepers.
Premier League keeper.
Jesus. Something about United keepers, but like the team shit. The keepers are holding it down for Manchester United.
Yeah, good on him. He's turned it around.
He's turned it around big time. Yeah. Let's go to our second segment. Being players you need, or 10 players in fact, who need more attention this season.
Another fun segment.
Another segment we can.
But it was hard.
It's hard. I went to an interesting approach to this one. I did target more of the experienced players in many regards, because it can easily go just full into this young players FC. So I try to put.
I got a bit of a mix.
6 or 7.
I got a bit of a mix.
Older heads in there to try and just bring them up because they deserve some attention. Yeah. I'll get kicked off. I'll stay in Syria. With Reinders from AC Milan.
I was very close to going for him. Yeah.
4 goals, 2 assists in all comps.
Do you not think he's getting the attention now, though?
I still think it's probably not enough.
Yeah. So I was going to put him, but it's like if you ask someone like who's Milan's best player, would you say Ryan? No, you say Hernandez. Actually, no, you wouldn't.
They go to the big names,
say Hernandez or Leao, wouldn't you? But Reinders has been the best. Yeah. That's
and I think especially in Champions League football, him and Pulisic have been on a different level.
At Real Madrid game, oh my God.
That's the thing. Like, I think he'd been under pressure for some time. I think it was huge in that Euros for them. The Dutch had looked really imbalanced in midfield because of a lot of injuries, I guess. But I think he did a fantastic job in terms of stop-gapping for what they had missing there. Carried it over to Milan this season, being their consistent performer.
That's a good one, actually, yeah.
4 goals, 2 assists. Pretty impressive considering how poorly the side's played.
I like that. Because if you ask people... AC Milan's best player, I reckon they would say Leao and Hernandez before Reinders.
Even the keeper.
That's true. That's a good one. I'll stay in Syria. I went with Robin Gosens from Fiorentina.
Yeah, good shout.
I feel like you could have picked any one of the Fiorentina players, but I just went with him because I think going forward and defensively, sort of playing as left wing back, left mid, left back, kind of everywhere along that left hand side. Yeah, the fake left side. I think he's probably been one of the best left-sided players in Serie A this season. So, I mean, you could have picked any one of Fiorentina's players.
That back four's 5 times there. It's been very impressive. I'm going to stay with you here. Moise Keane.
Yeah, nice.
For the 10 goals, 1 assist, 7.3 match rating across the league this season. He's not going to get talked about because Retegui, because of Vlahovic, because of, even Lookman, all scoring goals. But gone under the radar, being the sole striker, leading the line, shouldering that expectation. Yeah. It's been a tough old career for Moise Keane, the way he's just bounced around. Yeah. But maybe finally he's found his place. Like maybe this is finally the place he can just get his head down and keep working. I think it's been a fabulous start. And what can't you say to keep going on? Because on the weekend, wasn't really involved, but when he did get involved, he scored the goal.
Scored.
That's a good sign for your striker. So
exactly, yeah.
Happy for him.
I went with another defender. I went with Jan Bisek from Inter. I think he just signed a new contract actually with them.
Did he?
I think so.
Big
I
deal.
think maybe. I think he did. I don't know.
Secure the future.
Yeah, maybe. I might have to look that up. But yeah, very promising, young, developing centre back. I just think he needs more attention because he's starting. I think he started every Champions League game. He's started most games in the league. For an Inter side that has guys like Bastoni and Acerbi there, I think the fact that he's starting doesn't really get spoken about too much. So he's one to watch for sure.
He's a big fair play. I'll be honest. I went the big four for me in this list. I went a third Serie A player.
Okay.
Someone I've mentioned previously, and I think that really impressed me in the game I watched also on the weekend. Nico Paz continues to impress me.
Yeah,
Some of his dribbling. Again, the stats probably went back: a goal and 3 assists, 2.5 dribbles successfully a game. I feel like a big club will have to eventually snatch him.
That's a great shout, actually.
Because Como and Fabregas suits himself. That's what I'm thinking. If Fabregas gets sacked, does he have the same impact on the game? He's just giving free license at the moment just to wander midfield. There was 2 or 3 times where he'd be pressed by 2 Fiorentina players and somehow find a way out of the pressure. Dribbles. He's got the Argentinian blood. He's got that dribbling in his genes. So, I'm really excited to see what he can do in the future. Is he made for a big club? I don't know. I want to see him in a big club, though.
Yeah,
and
does
see what
need
he
more
can
attention, though, so that's...
So, I think, down to the name.
That's a good
down
shout.
to that.
Very nice. I'll go to the Prem. Sammy Smodics.
Yeah, like it. Championship baller.
Yeah, I think he's obviously came in... he signed the day before the Liverpool game, I think it was. Then he was on the bench.
Because he came off the bench.
So he had an interrupted sort of pre-season, start to the season. But every time I've seen him play, I think he's been fucking brilliant for them.
Yeah.
And a lot of the talk's been around Delap, rightly so. He's been ridiculous. Hutchinson, but I think when Smodics has played well, which has been pretty much every game, I think he's on par with them. So I think I love the way he plays.
Some big goals.
Yeah, scored against City.
Yeah. Did he score in their Tottenham win?
He scored against Tottenham. He did score.
He scored in their 2 biggest games of their season so far.
Big game player.
I like him a lot. I'll go Prem as well. I want Jean-Paul Van Hecker.
Oh, yeah.
From Brighton.
Van Hecker, yeah.
With Dunk being out and with him being out last year through a key period, they sort of fell away defensively. I think it's not Lewis Dunk. I think it's actually Van Hecker who is the best or the leader of this back four. Brighton have been fabulous this season. I give a lot of credit.
So good to watch.
To what they've done, especially I watch Bournemouth every week as a Bournemouth fan club member. Yeah. Going there isn't easy. A lot of teams don't win there. Well, the top 2 teams that went there and didn't win. So to go there and win the way they won in ugly conditions, he was a big player at the back. I think a lot of credit to him. And with his Brighton team, a lot about Baliba and Adingra and Matoma. You forget about the guys that make it happen, which is it's building on the defence. As much as it is an attacking side, I think it's built on their back four and the way they play from there. And Van Hecker allows you to play this progressive style. So
good shout.
Like him in there.
Good shout. I went with Strand Larsen at Wolves.
Oh, great shout.
Something about this guy. I fucking love how he plays. I absolutely love how he plays. I think he's got 4 goals in the Prem this season. I think he's got 7 total goal contributions. I think that includes the Carabao Cup and stuff. A lot of talk's been around Cunha, and he's probably a top 5 player in the Prem at the minute, Mateus Cunha, to be honest. His performance against Fulham was ridiculous. But I think the first time I watched him was against Chelsea. I know they got hammered, but he was insane. He was so good. And he's just a hell of a player.
Proper number
He doesn't
9.
play for his country because fucking Haaland's in front of him. But I think he's a proper good striker. And if Wolves can get going, because they got a good team on paper, if they get going, I think he could do what Chris Wood's doing right now. Yeah. And be that sort of out of nowhere surprise striker that you wouldn't expect to score goals, but he just scores every time he plays. Yeah.
I should have gone with Strand Larsen. How do you go with Cunha?
Yeah.
Should have just topically. But I feel like it needs to be a conversation. I said it in passing on Monday, but it's screaming Man City. It's giving a lot of Man City. Because I think when you look at his career, I didn't touch that you gave me the number. It was a 74 million euro signing to Atletico from
Was it that much?
Leipzig. I didn't realize it was that much money.
I thought it was like
That's
50.
what Todd said. I'm hoping it's correct. I've now said that. But that was a big move to join Atletico, and him, like a lot of other players, being ruined by Atletico Madrid probably.
Yeah.
So he goes there, never works out, never really plays, got injured towards the start, goes to Wolves. He was always a big name, always felt like out of place, but he'd be patchy in performances. But then this year we're seeing it, 7 goals.
How old is he?
3 assists. I think he's 26. He's still young. I think he's 26.
Yeah. He's a good player, man. He probably is a top 5 player in the Prem at the moment, I reckon.
Well, right now,
if we are being
Saka,
super reactionary,
Salah, Palmer,
I think he's been better than Palmer.
Van
I know
Dijk.
that's mental to say, but if you take away the Brighton game,
Yeah.
I think Cunha's had a better year.
Okay, I'll give Salah, Saka, Van Dijk, and Caicedo. So you put him in 5th.
Yeah.
I'll put him 5th. I think I'm not missing anyone. Yeah.
No one from City, Arsenal.
Maybe Kulusevski's
Kulusevski's
up
been
there,
good
but
as
his
a 10.
output's up at the same as what Cunha's
Yeah,
produced.
Cunha. Fuck.
And this is in a losing side. Like they've lost a lot of games, and he's got 7 goals and 3 assists. And that touch and finish in the weekend.
Oh my God.
And Mario Lamina probably deserves a shout out as well. That part, he played centre back and he just dinked one from centre half all the way
They've
to.
got a good team, Wolves. It just they've
And
got
they
a
sort of
really good
defence
team.
out.
Their midfield is really good. Andre, you got Lamina in there.
João Gomez, I
João
love.
Gomez is a good player that's been talked about. Like Tottenham want him and other clubs.
Trent
The
Larsen up
forward
top,
line's good.
Cunha.
It's just if they
Their
kept
back four
Kilman,
stinks.
if they kept Kilman
Yeah.
and kept like
And Mosquera doing the ACL, I think, kills them. That was their big money
If they
signing.
Kilman and Mosquera,
Yeah.
it'd be a good team.
And if Aiton Nuri, you had to track back.
Yeah, and I rate Gary O'Neill. I don't think,
You-
there,
you
I
rate
don't think
that?
there should be any talk about him against that.
Okay,
I
you're
think
right,
you got to
Gary
back
O'Neill,
him.
back him.
He's a top coach, top
I like
coach.
it. I like it. So we went one Wolves player rate test. That's very good. I like that.
Yeah, nice. Is mine go?
You're back on.
I'll go to the Bundesliga.
Bundesliga.
I've gone with Kobel from Dortmund.
Ooh, I like it.
Bit of a different one. I just don't think he gets spoken about as like one of the best keepers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he is.
Yeah.
I think even when Dortmund got flogged this year against like Stuttgart, like I think the first half it was maybe 1-0, 2-0 maybe in the first half.
Safe.
He kept them in it from it being 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, like because their defense is so inconsistent, we don't speak about the keeper.
Yeah.
But I think he's top quality. Definitely a top 10. I think he'd be around sort of the like 8th to 10th, maybe 7th to 10th in terms of best in the world.
Don't
keeper.
give away your list.
Fuck.
Keep it tight lip.
Watch him not be in it now.
Yeah. And 15th there.
Special mention to Kobel. Just
After 5 weeks ago, I mentioned him. I'm not going to put him in this week.
I need to like save this moment.
I'm going to go back and watch what I've said throughout the year. Make sure it corresponds to what I say.
Makes sense.
Do what I say, not what I do, guys. That's sort of the vibe. Yeah, and because he's got like Pascal Gross playing right back and Emre Can centre back, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's not the best back four you've seen in the world at the moment.
Antoine hasn't been the same.
No,
So.
it's been a very dodgy back line. I'll go defender. I'll shout out my defensive unity. I went Deo Upamecano.
Ooh.
Because I never really rated the bloke.
Yeah, no.
I still don't know if I like it, but
Is
7
this
clean
season?
sheets,
Yeah.
averages 5 ball recoveries a game, 1.5 tackles a game. He looked much better alongside Kim. And you probably put either of them in there.
Yeah, you
'cause
could have put either.
we're also, or I was in particular really critical on them last season. But it's sort of like they've refound their confidence. Obviously, the form of the side helps that. But the clean sheets are coming easy.
Yeah, they are. Is it 7 in a row? Clean sheets?
Think so.
I think it's 7 in a row. And obviously they kept the clean sheet last night. So
There's 8. Yeah, that's probably 8 in a row then. I made this list actually before this one. So yeah, probably is 8 clean sheets in a row. They've just been. It's strange. There's no mistakes. I don't feel like there's any mistakes in this back line.
take out the Frankfurt game.
Yeah, that was very dodgy actually.
Where we both were like, they need to have a look at themselves.
Yeah.
And they're listening.
They're
watching.
They
They're
analyse and they
watching.
fixed
They've been insane ever since.
But I've really rated what he's done.
Yeah.
And so because I'm really critical on him, I think he deserves
That's a good shout because he does get a lot of hate. But, but yeah, he's been quite good this year. I'm going to go with Tim Kleindienst from Gladbach.
Yeah.
Because Marmouche and Kane have just been a joke. This guy's he's right behind them in terms of stats and stuff. And Gladbach are now in 6th. They've kind of come from nowhere after sort of being like 10th and below.
Yeah, in the pack.
For majority of the season. But I think it's 4 home wins in a row, I think it is. 3 home wins? Or they're on some mad home run. So yeah, they're playing really well. Him and Player up top.
What a player.
What a player.
I had to say.
I had a feeling that was coming, but what a player. But yeah, they've sixth on the ladder, looking good for some European football.
Came over his form from Heidenheim last year as well. He was very good for Heidenheim.
Yeah.
So, I already sort of pre-said this. I went Ekatike as my other player again.
Nice, yeah.
The other hidden star behind the big boys, 6 goals, 4 assists.
Yep.
I said it earlier on, his link-up players, they're probably as good, actually probably better right now than his finishing, but he's still got 10 goal contributions. So
yeah, he's been good.
Big shout-out to the kid. He's done fantastically well this year.
La Liga now. I mentioned him a bit earlier. I went with Inigo Martinez.
Yeah.
I think at 33, the fact that Flick is trusting him to play in this high line, in the heart of that defence, I think he's been brilliant this year. Played every game. Defensively, they've looked really good, and obviously you could have put him more Kabassi, I think, in. But I just think, he doesn't really get spoken about because of his age, because he's not like the most amazing defender to watch or anything. But I mean, I don't think he played the game against Osasuna when they lost. I think he didn't play. So, and they conceded 4.
Yeah.
So
there's your league. I had him as well.
Yeah.
You could have Kubasi as well. For both reasons. One, because one's too young. One being too old to play.
Too old, yeah.
And Martinez not being a part of any nationals to set up or coming from, was it Sociedad he came from? It's just like, it's not the fashionable signing of the fashionable player, but he's done a fantastic job.
He's been
the leader of that back line.
Yeah. My next one, I went with GULER.
Ooh.
This is because I think Ancelotti needs to pay more attention to him. He needs to. I mean, you could have put I feel like you could have put fucking Endrick in here. You could have put Brahim Diaz. You could have put all 3 because they all, particularly I think him and Brahim, because Endrick's just at the club, just arrived at the club.
He's been here for 80 years. Probably
I think the game against Leganes showed why these two need more minutes. You got to find a way to fit them in.
I think the formation will help though. The new formation.
Yeah.
It might hurt Rodrigo though.
I think.
Is that what you give up? Do you give up Rodrigo?
I think you do.
There's my title for the episode.
And I love Rodrigo. He's one of the best right wingers in the world. He's phenomenal.
Liverpool, here we go.
Don't get me started. But it just feels like they need more minutes. Yeah. And the way to do that is to sacrifice Rodrigo. Now, I'm not saying drop Rodrigo and never play him again, but I think in that position, maybe a bit more rotation could be required.
If they play right mid, like they did on the weekend, I think you have to go Article there.
Yeah.
Like it's just
he has to play.
That's his position.
Yeah.
Right wing suits Rodrigo.
How long's he out for, Rodrigo?
I thought it was 8 weeks initially.
8 weeks? Yeah.
So what would it be now?
He's going to take a while to come back into the team.
Yeah.
So, there's no need to rush him back if you've got.
Well, tonight's the big game versus Liverpool, right? Or tomorrow. Oh, last night is the podcast. Can't give timeline. But if Arda performs again,
which he probably will. He's got
Andy Robinson.
Fuck. If you couldn't deal with Tyler Dibbling or whatever.
Tyler Dibbling.
Yeah.
Did you actually put him in this league?
Yeah, he was insane. If you couldn't deal with him, good luck against the Turkish wonder kid. Like, Jesus.
I love when he plays with Turkish. And there's that cold image of him with the mud on his back.
Yeah, that's cold.
Cold image of Arda. I also have the young stars, and this is totally out of left field. Girona's youngster, Jasper Aspria.
Wow.
Here we go.
We're back.
No. I've watched him a few times. 7 appearances this season, only 4 starts. Came back from a hamstring injury on the weekend. Nearly scored a worldie from way out in this game here on the weekend. But I've watched him a little bit this season. At the start of the year when they were really, really poor, probably the only shining light in this side here. Right-sided player, left-footed. Really, again, raw talent. This is really, really raw talent. But if Girona keep cooking like they're cooking, and if Gutierrez can keep doing what he does in that wide area there, Spear on the other side, I've got a dangerous looking Girona side, and he's gonna have to be on it because there's a lot of Danjuma's up there, Brian Hill's up there. Obviously you got Stewani coming in the middle, so there's a lot of attacking talent. He's gonna have to be switched on and performing to feature in this side. Michelle obviously rates him. He always plays him when he has opportunity to. So I'm looking to him to be your breakout player of the year.
That's very good.
It could age that milk. If this pops off,
that's good. Those shouts are good though, because if it happens,
I look amazing.
It only helps. If it doesn't, well, you know what? At least
you
know who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's been deleted and never released ever again.
Exactly. I'm going to the Eredivisie, mate.
Oh, now they've got ball knowledge. Here we
I've
go.
gone with Malik Tillman.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he was at Rangers last year, and Rangers were a bit of a basket case, so we didn't see the true potential. But this year, 10 goal contributions in all comps. He's like playing everywhere in midfield. I think he's been stuck on the left at times this year.
His heat map for the Champions League is just like
everywhere.
There, he just like spans across the front line.
22 years old. He's played at big clubs already, like Rangers, like I just said, PSV. I think, was he at Bayern, if I'm not wrong?
The name, I know, I've seen the name somewhere before.
I think he was at some massive club as well. So the talent's there, and there's no better like league to show your talent than the Dutch league.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's absolutely killing it this year for PSV. So
that's a great shout. Yeah. I shouted him out in the Champions League predictions, guys, so watch that.
Oh, did you?
I did shout him out.
Nice.
He got a goal and 2 assists last time at the Champions League, I think.
Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he did.
Because they 4-0'd.
Yeah.
Where did they 4-0 Girona? The 4-0 Girona.
So it was a long video, mate. So
it was about 25 minutes in. I was
3 podcasts. You guys have been
you guys have been blessed this
treated.
week. My throat hates me for it. I think this is my final player. Okay, it is. Yeah. I got Alejandro Baena from Villarreal.
Good
2 goals, 5 assists. Been very, very good for them this season. I think he got another goal on the weekend in their draw. Again, supporting that front line. I'm going to put for some Villarreal player in there because, again, I am a Villarreal supporter.
Great, mate. That pre-season prediction was class.
Backing those yellow submarines in. Yeah. And he's been a key figure for that this season. And I think will continue to be going forward. Looks like a really talented player. Again, similar to Asprilla, I'm going early on these guys. Hopefully they can continue firing this season, but he's had a great start. 7 goal contributions in his 11 appearances. So backing him to keep riding through.
Nice. I'm going to the Scottish League, mate. This is more from Champions League football that I've watched, but this is, the classic Celtic Rangers. I'm not watching Kilmarnock versus Ross County, you know what I mean? So I've gone with Nicholas Cunn from Celtic. Right winger. Playing as a right winger. Absolutely smashed Leipzig in the Champions League. Killed them by himself. Has 11 goals and 11 assists in all comps this season.
Oh my
God. He's absolutely killing it. And I know it's the Scottish League, but that is still a joke. That's insane. And he's performing in the Champions League as well. So, playing off that right for Celtic, absolutely killing it.
Did he get a hat-trick of assists in their 7-0 win? Was it him or someone else got a hat-trick of assists?
I think that was Engels, maybe.
He got a hat-trick of assists, yeah.
But he definitely contributed in that game.
7 goals.
And the guys, I think he's like early 20s. So he's...
Big move inbound.
Big move is probably going to come, yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah.
I always like these lists.
Yeah, it's always good. Have a bit of fun with it.
10 of the under-talked about players of the season. From young to old in that list. That was what cool about that. And just to finish off the last few minutes here, just a quick championship roundup. Leeds winning one of the... Actually, this one probably was the craziest game of the weekend versus Swansea 4-3.
We'll say that next week as well.
It's just championship footy at the end of the day. I'll tell you what, so 3-3 at the end. Bianchini comes off the bench. Second goal of the season. He's had a really tough start coming into the side. So it was a massive moment. Big celebrations. Yeah. Limbs galore. Kick off. Leeds go down the other end. Dan Jones had a belting game, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Second assist to playing behind to Willie Gnonto. Just sneaks under the keeper's legs. 4-3. Winner at the end. Crazy game. Simply crazy. And Leeds went top momentarily.
Yeah.
They played a few games last night, so they've gone back down to fourth. But they are top league again. Do we believe in Leeds?
I don't think you can ever believe in Leeds because it was the most Leeds thing to happen to give away that goal in the last minute.
I thought they would draw it.
It was no shock. Like when I was like, it was
classic Leeds.
Like classic. But then obviously Willie Gnonto, some player, I don't know how he's still in the championship.
He's got to be gone.
I feel like Everton have been after him for about 6 years.
Yeah, still without.
But yeah, like they lost a lot of players, and they're hanging in there. There's a lot of. I think there's about 4 teams. Them, Sunderland, Sheffield, and Burnley. I think of all
bloody Burnley.
It's always Burnley. Always Burnley. But yeah, they're hanging around. Sunderland have drawn a couple. I think you wrote 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
4 in a row. So
Sunderland.
They're hanging around, but
5 now.
Yeah, that's a massive win for Leeds. Away from home, I think new manager for Swansea, if I'm not wrong.
No, new ownership for Swansea.
Oh, new ownership, sorry.
That was a former Notts County manager that's been there for a little bit now. But I said that new era, and I'm like, okay, he's got sacked. And looked at the bench, it was the same guy.
So it was, okay, so new ownership. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But they needed that.
Yeah. That's a bit. That's a win that just so much confidence comes from that.
4th draw of the year, they go to 19 points.
And they scored the exact same goal 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
High line, over the top to Dan James, or I think Dan James did the same thing twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ran in behind, cut it across, and tap in.
Yeah.
So, Swansea, what are you doing? What are you? Why are we playing high line when you're like fucking 12th or 13th? What are you doing?
Yeah, sitting in 15th.
Why are they playing a high line? Especially against Dan James. Like,
yeah,
the guy's like the quickest guy in the championship.
Yeah, the only player not to do that against him. Sheffield top 35 points.
Yep.
They won previous game. Burnley 33. Sunderland.
They drew overnight 0-0.
Yeah, so 5 in a row now.
Yeah. Was it?
I think the Baggies they drew. They were supposed to play them.
Was it West Brom?
I thought it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
0-0, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's
They're
5 in a row.
They're just hitting a bit of a brick wall in terms of attacking
I guess
football.
Is it good that they're not losing?
I guess only 2 losses.
Yeah, I guess time will tell.
The exact same record as Burnley, but it feels like it's been a work. They started so strong. It's really good.
I swear all 4 teams have literally the exact 9 wins, a couple of draws, and a couple of losses.
If Leeds draw another game, their game in hand, they also go with Burnley and Sunderland on 9-6-2. Then there's Sheffield 11 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses.
Sheffield's a bit boring though.
With
all due respect, it is a bit boring.
Oh, and they're going to come up and get battered and go back down again. Yeah. They're shit house.
So I want Sunderland. I want. What else is there? I guess Leeds.
I take Watford back up.
Yeah, Watford. Millwall are coming.
Millwall 8th. That's the touch on. So they drew previously to Sunderland.
Yeah, and I don't really know who else is hanging around.
Unbeaten in their last 5.
Middlesbrough
back. Carrick, he always is there. He's there for his annual 6th place.
The classic Carrick start off the season like absolute terrible.
Dog shit, yeah.
Going to finish like 15th, 14th, and then just out of nowhere they just climb.
3 on the bounce, 6th spot, 27 points.
Hopefully they're
6 points off second.
They're in for playoff, yeah. Hopefully.
Luton have put a few together.
Yep, they have.
Draw, win,
Come on, Rob
loss,
Edwards.
win. 16th place.
Come on, Rob Edwards. Come on. It
Come
feels
on,
like they're slowly rising, but they don't move.
Are they going to do a... Like, how far off are they?
Could they do a Sunderland and do the double relegation?
Millwall are 6 points ahead of them.
Do you reckon they could...
playoffs?
It just seems
because everyone forgets this, right? They were not supposed to come up.
Yeah, no.
The Coventry were big favourites in that playoff final.
Huge favourites, yeah.
Like...
Because they had like Gus Hamer, who was at the time...
And I remember watching it and thinking like, oh gee, I sort of didn't want Luton to come. I wanted someone different like Coventry. Not knowing the whole story behind Luton, but like... They were never really supposed to come up.
Yeah, no.
Because I see the same thing when they come from 8th, win the championship playoffs and come back up. Because if they're doing what they're doing now, this really slow, incremental increase. Their performances are slowly getting there.
Yeah.
Can we see them just...
I feel like he's playing the players that deserve to play instead of playing them
not reputation.
based on... Because they were decent in the Prem.
Yeah.
Like Carlton Morris is now... he's championship baller. He's Charlie Austin. Championship.
Charlie Austin.
Charlie Austin.
Straight to never forget Charlie Austin.
That interview where his eyes red and he's having...
Have you seen that? I was thinking it's coming the other day.
That always comes up. Like,
I love it.
It's always on Sky Sports or like, remember this? During the international break, always.
We're going to Charlie Austin clip.
Always post it.
Joey Barton, Charlie Austin, straight to get this But there we go. There's a championship wrap-up. As it is most weeks, just chaos in there. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen until I know what's going to happen.
There's never a quiet week.
Come back to me in match week 46 when the leg's done. I can tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. I love it. Absolutely love it.
It's been a good work. We're good to be back.
Yeah, very good. Cobwebs have...
We've dusted them off.
Very nicely.
Yeah. Slow started. We got going.
Yeah, we got there.
So, let me get this right. So, we got one more of us next week.
So, we'll be episode 99.
Yeah. And then episode 100, I think we're going to... I might just double upload Monday. We'll pre-record it. I'll release it now. Whoever's watching, this is a gift for you guys. It'll be a Premier League draft, current. We're not doing past and present because that's going to be... There's no Glenn Paradoos and Bobby Charltons and Bobby Moores. It'll just be Virgils and Saliba.
That is FIFA tax, that is, Bobby Moore. That's got to... If anyone put him in, that would have been FIFA tax.
No debates about Scholes versus Gerrard versus Lampard. It'll just be... Caicedo versus Gravenberch versus McAllister. Okay, that's gonna be the debate we'll be having. So that'll be our 100th episode. We'll have all 4 of us.
That'll be good fun.
Fingers crossed.
Just
on
the
couch
and stuff on it. Like it won't be Premier League.
You know what? I might do a football guesser. I'll get you guys to do a football guesser.
That'll be good fun.
And we'll do a draft, which may take hours. I don't know how long it'll take us because it will require prep. Which
that'll be good fun.
This channel is not known for prep. We have to wait and see. That's to look for the 100th episode. We'll be back there next week. Back at it for another wrap up. Big one. The is it dicussing?
I think so, yeah.
Dortmund and
Bayern Munich, yep.
We've got Atalanta and Fiorentina.
I was about to say Liverpool, Man City, but that's Monday.
You can come on Monday. I'd be glad to have you on a Monday.
Depends what the score is. Text me at 2:30 in the morning.
Let's find out from there. Liverpool, Man City, that's another big game. We will review Champions League next week.
Yep.
I think we have a week off of Champions League next week.
Yeah, we haven't done a Champions League review in a while.
So we'll review Champions League. Obviously, we've got Bayern and PSG game to review. Obviously, we've got the Real, Liverpool game to review. Again, as I said, Fiorentina, Atalanta as well. I'm really excited for that. Check out the channel. I'm just promoting the channel now. Every day till Christmas, there'll be an upload a day. The 1st of December, combine Atalanta, Fiorentina 11 I'm going to make.
Wow.
That's going to be great fun.
Come on. Hey,
for the real viewers.
Where in the world do you see this?
Atalanta,
Come on.
Fiorentina combine 11. So that's December 1st.
That's going to be good.
A video a day until Christmas. So get excited for that.
Come on. Let's get to
1.5 by Christmas.
1.5. Come on. Like, it's not hard. It's a fucking button.
Just
press it.
2K by New Year's? Question.
Yeah, surely. Come on.
Just get it rolling.
Like, come on.
You know, guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube. Leave some comments in the comment section down below. Chuck Paradu in there if you've watched this far.
Chuck Paradu.
5 stars on Spotify, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And I hope this time you hear us speak for the podcast instead of just radio silence. I've reset my PC. Hopefully it fixes it. Thanks for coming on, mate. We'll see you next week. We'll see you all next week. Until next time, guys. See you later.